but I think especially Caitlin Clark, and I'm a huge fan, and I never say that, but I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league, but I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it, and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it. I'm about it.
But I think especially Caitlin Clark, and I'm a huge fan, and I rarely say that, but I think what she's doing is exciting. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people still have much to learn about our league, but that's part of the fun. If you have anything negative to say about all the attention and impact this rookie class is bringing, I just feel like you're not taking advantage of it and maybe a little envious. So for me, I'm all in. I love it. Sophie Cunningham has now officially teamed up with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and let's just say, it's the partnership fans have been waiting for. Spicy Sophie isn't backing down when it comes to defending Clark from all the unnecessary hate. Unlike the player the Fever traded away to bring her in. That's right, Nelissa Smith's bad attitude finally caught up with her.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark?
No, dude. Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day. For real.
She's gone, packed up, and moved on like last season's mistakes. From locker room drama to blatant disrespect, Smith and her favorite sidekick in pettiness, DJ Carrington, were stirring the pot like it was their full-time job. Well, now they've both been shipped to Dallas. Was this just karma? Or is there even more drama we haven't uncovered yet? Let's break it all down. Why is Caitlin Clark receiving so much hate? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, man. Absolutely not. I think she's incredible. I didn't really know her before, but during All-Star Weekend, we exchanged some banter, and she's lovely. She carries a ton of pressure on her shoulders, and people always have something to say about situations they've never experienced.
What is that? It might not be from you, but like what is it feels on, it's not hate, but is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it just like, what is it?
Yeah, I see both sides. I'm not an extremist in any way. Yeah. And so I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court. You know what I mean? And for them, it's all about, okay, well, what are your stats? What are you doing for the actual game, like, while you're playing?
Yeah. From my perspective, she's handling the pressure remarkably well, doing great things for women's basketball, and I'm a fan. I'd love to play with her one day, for sure. Sophie Cunningham has made it clear she's wanted to play alongside Caitlin Clark for a while. She's always respected Clark's game, admired her work ethic, and understood that when you have a once-in-a-generation talent like Clark, you support her, not try to undermine her. Now that dream is a reality. Sophie is officially with the Indiana Fever, and fans couldn't be happier. But here's the best part.
Nelissa Smith is confused as to why Indiana Fever fans don't want her on their team. And it's really not that hard to understand, Nelissa. Let me tell you why. We don't even need to take into account any of your social media outbursts. We don't need to take into account any of your subtweets. We don't need to take into account any of your drama chasing antics off the court. We don't need to take into account your passive aggressive ways. You're removing the Indiana Fever one day in your bio, adding them in the next day in your bio, tweeting other people's tweets. We don't even need to take into account all the unnecessary drama and garbage that you add to this team when it comes off the court. All we really need to do is sit back and watch you on the court. It's really not that hard of a concept to...
The Fever didn't just add the right player. They removed the wrong one. Yes, Nelissa Smith, the same player who refused to support Caitlin on the court, is out. The same Smith who brought nothing but negative energy, locker room tension, and a self-centered attitude that dragged the team down like an anchor. What's the root of all this? Is it jealousy? Is it resentment? Or is it something else? I see both perspectives. I'm not someone who takes extreme stances. I believe veteran players in the league have worked hard for years without getting the recognition or financial benefits that rookies today receive before they even step on the court. From their standpoint, it's all about performance.
Free from, folks, we are free from Nelissa Smith. Nelissa Smith, no longer on the Indiana Fever. Kelly Krauskopf came in and said, oh, you gotta go.
This is amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come.
What do your stats say? What are you contributing to the game while you're playing? Sophie Cunningham isn't just a talented player. She's exactly the kind of teammate every team needs. She's passionate, team-oriented, and most importantly, she respects Caitlin Clark. She understands that Clark isn't just another player. She's the future of the WNBA. Smart players recognize that and adjust accordingly, unlike Nelissa Smith, who seemed more focused on passive-aggressive behavior than actually playing basketball. The fans saw it, the organization saw it, and the Fever made the right decision in cutting ties with Smith. We are free from Nelissa Smith, no longer part of the Indiana Fever. General Manager Kelly Krauskopf stepped in and said, "You're out." Smith wasn't just a bad fit on the court. She was a negative presence off it. The energy she brought to the team was like a constant storm cloud hovering over practices, games, and even the locker room.
More breaking news. Another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever. By the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? Nelissa Smith is gone.
Breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alicia, because they're Thanos right now and they're collecting all the Infinity Stone.
Chemistry matters, and when she was around, it just wasn't there. She didn't respect Caitlin Clark, and it was obvious in every lazy defensive effort, every eye roll, and every refusal to step up when it counted. Nelissa Smith seems confused as to why Indiana Fever fans didn't want her on the team. But honestly, it's not hard to understand. We don't even need to bring up her social media outbursts, her cryptic subtweets, or her off-the-court drama.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. Good. You're an 8-year-old. You did?
I did not poke you.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in your eye.
Did you do it on purpose?
I hit the knee. That was my reflex.
It looked like you were just laughing.
Sophie Cunningham is not finna put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal.
We don't even need to talk about her passive-aggressive actions, removing Indiana Fever from her bio one day, adding it back the next, quote tweeting shade.
So Nelissa Smith is now playing on the same team as D.J. Carrington. For the first time since their Baylor days, they are playing on the same team. And even a couple of months ago, D.J. was being asked about the potential of the two of them playing together, and she literally said, she's like, "Oh, that's not gonna happen. Because Connecticut aren't gonna, because I'm not, basically said, I'm not leaving Connecticut, and Indiana aren't gonna trade you." Turns out both of them got traded. And both of them got traded to the same team, the Dallas.
Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the three. She can 3-and-D it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for like the fast pace.
We don't even have to mention the unnecessary chaos she brought to this team. All we really need to do is watch her play. It speaks for itself. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham has been nothing but supportive. She's the kind of player who uplifts her teammates, not drags them down.
The game, thanks. Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye.
I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down.
So anyway, Nelissa Smith is joining her teammate and her girlfriend, D.J. Carrington. Of course, D.J. poked out the eyeball, damn near, of Caitlin Clark last year.
Sophie has openly admired Caitlin's game, while Nelissa couldn't even pretend to care. She wouldn't defend Clark, wouldn't act like a true teammate, and definitely didn't play like someone who wanted to win. This is a game changer for women's basketball and women's sports in general.
So Alexa Filippo, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name properly, she is the one who's been breaking all this news. She tweeted 6-time All-Star and WNBA champ DeWanna Bonner is signing with the Indiana Fever by re-signing Kelsey Mitchell, trading for Sophie Cunningham, and signing experienced vets Bonner and Natasha Howard. The Fever have catapulted into the title conversation, and I couldn't agree with her.
So many new eyes are on our sport, and while some may be uninformed or like to stir the pot, this rookie class coming in has brought fresh energy and excitement. The Fever are moving forward with a roster built on chemistry, respect, and winning. And as for Nelissa Smith and D.J. Carrington, well, let's just say they now have plenty of free time to reflect on what went wrong. The Indiana Fever finally listened to what fans have been saying all along.
The Dallas Wings have already got a replacement. Literally. The Dallas Wings have already got have already signed the replacement for Nelissa Smith. They signed Maisha Hines-Allen. And not only that, they're paying Maisha Hines-Allen nearly a max.
She's trying to get title contentions. And I'm telling you right now, the Indiana Fever is definitely contenders. Even ESPN themselves is starting to believe that. Rebecca Lobo weighs in on.
Nelissa Smith was the problem. The energy was off, the chemistry was non-existent, and the vibe was completely negative. But that's all in the past now. Sophie Cunningham has arrived, and she's exactly what this team needed. She's tough, skilled, and, most importantly, a leader. More breaking news. Sophie Cunningham was just signed by the Indiana Fever, and within hours, Nelissa Smith was gone. No farewell tributes, no emotional goodbyes, just a collective sigh of relief from Fever fans. Smith wasn't contributing to the team's success. She wasn't adding value on or off the court. Her attitude, her lack of effort, and the way she treated Caitlin Clark made it clear she wasn't fully invested.
Someone also, if you guys remember back at WNBA All-Star, there was this clip that was going viral where Sophie grabbed Caitlin and was like, hey, do you want to come to Phoenix? And she has been very vocal in the media that she loves Caitlin Clark's game and she would love to play with her at some point. And so I just feel like she is going to be a great fit for this.
Sophie Cunningham isn't here to put up with the hate and bullying Caitlin Clark has been facing. She's here to stand up for her, play tough, and bring the fire the Fever need. This isn't just a roster move, it's the beginning of a new era. The Fever made a statement. They're done with drama and here to win. For Caitlin Clark, the fans, and the organization, this is a huge win. Indiana is building something special, and with Smith out, the sky's the limit. Cunningham and Clark are a duo fans can get behind. No more locker room drama, no more bad vibes, just basketball played the right way. And as for Nelissa Smith, well, her time in Indiana is over, and something tells me the team won't be sending her a "We Miss You" card anytime soon.